Greetings, saints, family, and friends. I hope you're having a great day in the Lord Jesus Christ. God bless you. But I want to talk to you today about something that you have not heard or probably will not hear or see on your local news station or hear on your local radio station. And that is the signs of the end times or the second coming of Christ. And some people may say, well, the Bible is outdated. The Bible is old. The Bible doesn't speak to us today. That happened way back in the past. The Bible is behind times, Some people may think that, but I beg to differ. The Bible is ahead of time. It talks about the past. It talks about what's going on in the present, and it makes reference to what's going to happen in the future. It's called eschatology, the doctrine of last things. And we're living in the last days. And so I want to explain to you something that's very special when it comes to what's going to take place in these last days, and that is the rapture and the return, the rapture of Christ and the return of Christ. Okay, so at the rapture, all right, Christ comes back for his bride, the church. At the return of Christ, all right, Christ comes back with his bride, the church. So there are two separate events, and then a lot of people get those two mixed up. But please don't get those mixed up. There are two separate events. All right. At the rapture, Christ comes back. The church will meet him in the air. All right. At the return of Christ, the second coming of Christ, all right, we, the church, will come back with Christ, and Christ will set up his kingdom on earth. All right. And so we find here in Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse number 3. All right, Jesus Christ is on the Mount of Olives because the Mount of Olives is where Jesus Christ ascended and went back to heaven. All right, it's also going to be in the same Mount of Olives that Jesus Christ is going to return from heaven back to earth to set up his kingdom. All right, and so it's called the millennial kingdom when Christ comes back to set up his kingdom. But we're living in the last days, and what we're seeing here in this worldwide pandemic is talked about in the scriptures. In Matthew chapter 24, verses 4 and 5 and following, Jesus Christ makes reference to the fact that in the last days, many will come in his name saying he's the Christ, will mislead many, saying there will be nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there'll be wars and rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, earthquakes, and all these kind of things. And we see those things happening today in our time. So these are the signs of the end times, beloved. And so take heed to these. The handwriting is on the wall. Jesus Christ is soon to return. So I want to encourage you to be vigilant, be focused, be dedicated to the Lord. Don't be weary in the well-doing. Be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Jesus Christ is soon to return. Are you going to be ready to meet the Lord when he comes back? I trust that you will. God bless you. Pastor Kenneth Ware.